Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I was last night's premiere, well, which was on the 6th, I think. Is it the 7th today? 8th? Oh, that 7th, I think it was. Oh, don't quote me anyway, but we did the storage for the ink pads, the re-inkers, and the marker pens for the new style. And a lot of the ladies in chat that night then turned around and said, oh, some of us don't have the full size ink pads. We've got the little stamping spots. Would I come up with some solution for storage for those as well? And I said, yeah, leave it with me. I'll try my best. I mean, I was saving. I was storing mine in a plastic container that somebody sent me. Don't get me wrong, it's great. You can, and then also this is what I was storing them in before this arrived, and you could get 15 in one of these little cases from Stampin' Up. I followed the video of Jan Brown for this. I saw her do it, but I wanted to make something that doesn't take up too much plastic, doesn't take too much space, and can be stacked like a little set of drawers as well. And it's the most simplest thing in the world. I've got my cardstock. It does take a 12 by 12, 2 at 10 and 1/8 by 8 1/4, and 1 at 11 3/4. And if you've got American paper, you can still do this with 11 1/2. I just left the other bit on so I don't have to glue anything on, by 8 as well. And it's just the cutest little thing ever. So it's going to look like a little, it's thin, it weighs in it, it stands an inch. By the time we put the second one on, it'll be 2 inches, and it'll just be an inch higher each time. And it's got a little handle on for a drawer, and this holds 25. You can squeeze another one in there, but it buckles all this side of the thing. It's got little compartments inside. Maybe, I suppose, if you took that out. See what the inside then I left, and it left me a tiny little 1/4 inch, so I glued that piece back in. And I just thought, well, if I leave my cardstock at 11 1/2, 3/4, then it should fit. But you'd have to put another slither down there if you just didn't want to see the base of your box. But that adds to strength. It's got double sides. Where the ribbon is, I've added a little piece of the cardstock that got cut off, just to tape that ribbon in place. And it just literally, the first one I did was so tight, it was unreal. This one fits as snug as a bug, and it's easy to come out. I'm going to put a little back on this once I've got my little tower made up, and then maybe add some designer series paper. So it's got a little lip on the front, and it just reminds me of a box of chocolates. You know, you don't have to push it all the way in to the back. You can have a little lip either side. But I'm going to show you how I made it. It's so simple. You're going to be like, oh my god, why didn't I think of that? So these are, I'll show you the measurements as well. Let me see. Yeah, you need one piece of cardstock at 12 by 12, and we're going to score all 4 sides at 1 and 2 just to make a box. And then we need 2 pieces at 10 1/8 by 8 1/4, and we're going to score them on the long side at 1 inch either end. And then the white cardstock is for the tray inside, and that is 8 by 11 3/4. But if you're American, you can do 8 by 11 1/2. So trust me, it works out okay. It's the most simplest thing on the planet to make. It's just the working out the scoring. So this couldn't be simpler. This is more or less 1 inch, flip it round, 1 inch, and then we're going to do that on this piece as well. 1 inch, flip it round, 1 inch. And that, it measures 8 by 8 when it's complete. Our 12 by 12 piece is 1 and 2 on all 4 sides. I know the base is thin, but by the time you add your white indents then inside, it sturdies that up for you. Oh, that went off a bit. Look at that. That's better. Concentrating this here, I wasn't talking away. So there's the 4 sides done. Now this one, literally 1.5, 2, 2.5. So you're going a 1.5 space and then 2 half-inch lines. So 3.5 makes that 4. 4.5, 5. 6.5, 7, 7.5, 9, 9.5, and 10. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 compartments. Oh, there we go. That's all you're scoring. It's so simple. So you've got these are concertine. Goodness, well, you watch the first piece, doesn't want to go for me. And you're basically just creating a tray like this. So the easiest way is to fold in the middle one. And then fold that one up, just so you get that start of that, and then just pinch them together. We're going to glue those in a minute, or you can use tape, it's entirely up to you. So fold the middle one, bend up, get that shape, and push it down, and then just burnish it either side. It's just like if you were making hinges for a page. Once you've got that, you can pinch that up. And there we go. So we're going to glue there, 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 and there. Or you can just use tape, whichever's quicker. I tell you, let's try our new Fuse Plus. See if we give this a go and see. Oh. Fold that over on itself, and that's what you're just creating. That was quick, wasn't it? Oh, I like this. Just fold that over. You can use your bone folder to burnish if you want. And it doesn't matter which side as long as you do one of them. And we just got this last one to do. I know it takes up a bit of cardstock, but they're nice, tidy, out of the way. They're not, and you could colour coordinate the drawers as well and put little dots of, you could cut, say like you've got all neutral colours in one side, you've got reds and yellows in the other. You could just put little dots along the front of the drawer so you know which drawer contains the colours that you're after as well. So there's that little compartment made, and these are 1.5 each, and I think the end one should be 1.5 now. Yes, lovely. So set that to one side, and we all know how to make a box. It's not magical, it's not mad science, it's just mathematics. So I cut at an angle, just a slight one. Come down, and then snip at an angle, remove this one and then miter just a little bit. I can see there that I haven't mitered, so that'll take it to the corner. That's got it. And then spin. You want to do that on all four sides, so you've got a bit of cardstock. On all the sides. Don't have to take a lot off, it's literally just a sliver. And then spin. I mean, a lot of people have told me they got the ink spots, which are easier to store. Well, it will be now with this little container. Make it look like a little set of drawers on your desk. Only takes up a 8 by 8 inch space. Right, that's it. And you can jazz this up with any designer series papers you want, or you can leave it plain. You know me, I like to work things out and accommodate you ladies for whatever you want. Oh, perfect. There's nothing to cut on that one, so that's the only bit of trimming you're going to do. And then you're going to burnish your score lines then. See what I mean if you don't come to the corner? It's only I'm a fussy sod. Whoops. I will score from the centre out as well. See, that's going to bug me, that is. Oh, Gaynor. Sorry ladies, I won't be a sec. Oh, I can't do it, I'll do it in a minute with my scissors. Let me bend that up so get that little piece off. That did it. And then we're just building a box with double-sided strength, so. And again, always glue right along this edge because you want really nice corners. And I don't want them gaping open. So if it, just give it a little wipe. Finger in, you can use your bone folder, anything. Give that a couple of seconds to go off. Nice and neat. Nice square corners. Perfect. Nice and neat. Or we can make boxes like this in our sleep, can't we, girls? So right along this edge. Right across there. Nothing worse than having a nice box and it gaping open at the corners. So you do it like this, that glue will keep that nice and straight and nice and acute at the right angle. Perfect, that's it. Last one. And the only reason I chose these colours is because I've got the new in colours as 12 by 12 cardstock. I didn't have it in any other colour. And again, just like any box, we're going to fold, glue and tuck in to hide those seams, so they got a seamless bottom as well. So just pop your glue all the way along. I pull some weird faces while I'm crafting, you know that, don't you? Get your bone folder in. Whoops. And just wait for that to go off a little bit. I'm going to turn it around now and just close this side as well. I mean, I could have made a bigger one because I get my A3 cardstock, which is 16 and a half by 11 3/4. So I could have made a really long one, but not everybody has that sort of cardstock in the craft room. Again on my desk. And again, just crisp up those edges. Wait till it adheres and goes off. And our last one. That over. And there is your drawer, and then we're going to pop this in. See what I mean? Just going to miter that end just for a second. It's only because when you put your lid or base or whatever you want to call it together, it bulks. What's wrong with that now? What is? Oh, that's coming undone. That. Oh, fast fuse plus you gotta be sticking. Man. See what I mean about a gap? We've got a gap up there. But you can always get a piece of white cardstock if you've got any spare and just glue that in. I nearly cut that then. So let me cut that off straight. So lift that out, make sure that's straighter than straight. Scissors, where have you gone? I've just thrown them in the bin. Instead of throwing the paper in the bin here, I'll throw my scissors in the bin. So this is 8 by 8 square now. I've hidden the bottom, and if you want to glue it in to make it even more secure, you can. I didn't do on the other one, I just glued the little white strip. But if I push that in up there now, make sure I've got that tucked in every corner. Oh, come up. So that's now given that drawer draw some strength. Love it. So I'm going to grab some more ink spots. I mean, most people, these are my ultra new ones. I mean, you can squeeze it in, but I wouldn't recommend it. Let's think of what another set I've got here. So if I put my blues and greens, I've got that complete set there, well, half of it again. There's my lavender. And then I've got my purples, pinks, that belongs, that one. Oh, I've got two lavender fields, look. Soft lilac. I think that's a part of that range. You just put them in and have a bit of fun with them. So pink blush. Trying to work my way up from darks to lights. Whoa. Well, I'm only going to get one more in, so let's put our diamond. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I got 9 left. So I only need 2 draws because I don't normally buy the spots, but I did go for a phase of buying the Ulta New colours. I do love them. So, right, I'm going to put my draw in. Oh, let's finish the other bit. So you're just going to burnish both sides. You can tell what's coming next, can't you? It's so simple. So we're going to glue one on top of the other, and that gives us our draw. This is what people ask for, so this is what they get. Like I say, colour coordinate your little draws, put spots on the side. And then I'm just going to fold that. So that's down and level, and then that's down and level. And then if you want to, you can fold them the other way as well. And there's your little drawer. So I like to put these in on the side. You can put them in anyway. Perfect. And the reason I've left it 8 1/4 is because it was bulging out on the sides. So I'm just going to pull the little drawer out, remove the centre one. I'm going to grab a little hole punch. I'm going to roughly eyeball the centre and pop a little hole out of there. There we go. I've got a piece of ribbon which is the same colour as the paper. You don't need a lot. And then just going to poke that through. And then, like I say, I've got that little piece here, so I'm just going to spread them open. I mean, if you've got a lot of ink spots, all in the greens and the browns and the neutrals and stuff, you could do the box the same colour as the spots inside. But if they're all multicoloured, literally you've got to open a little drawer just to see what you've got in there. But you, like I say, you put little dots across the drawer. Pop that back in. Close that back up, and then you can fetch your other drawer in. Like I say, bowing it was because I tried to get too many in there. And then that can get glued on the top. I mean, that's a cute little storage area. I'm going to put, once they're glued together, I am going to put a piece of cardstock at the back so you can't push them all the way through. So let's get glue all over the top. It's pretty close to the edges there. Get them as level as possible. Nice. That is lovely. So I am going to just get a piece of, oh, let's see what I've got in my scraps bin. I haven't got anything that colour in my scraps bin. Oh, I tell you what, where's that gone? Now I don't know how wide these are. Oh, it's not wide enough. Unless I just glue the two together, because I mean, no one's going to see the back. So I'm literally just going to I know this one's a little bit short, but it's just to stop them from coming out the back. If I, mind you, I think I will get some proper cardstock and I will do this 2¼ inches tall. Let's measure the height actually. Now they're sitting on top of each other. They're actually 2 inches tall. Perfect. So they are 1 inch tall each. Ching, come in. So let's put that back in my scraps. I'm going to grab, oh, and this is 8, so I'm going to do 9 inches. If I've got a piece 9 inches. Not in here, I haven't. No. Before I stick my designer series paper, let me just grab a piece of cardstock in 2 seconds. Oh, my back. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do white. And I can pick it up with my nails. Come on, Dana. I'm going to cut this to, ooh, I want it 2 inches by 9. I mean, you could wait until you'd stacked all you could have them as high as you want. That is entirely up to yourself. But I'm just going to do this because mine is, I'm going to do it 9 inches. I'm going to score 1/2 inch either side, because like I say, no one's going to see the back. And we can add designer series paper up the sides. Half an inch. Half an inch. And we're going to have the two drawers, so fold those over. And then this is the back. I'm just going to lay that. Let's cut another piece. I forgot. 8 1/4. So I went 9 1/4. Oh, again. What am I like? So I'm going to do 2 1/8 just to be on the safe side, because there's paper in between. By 9 1/4. Oh, half an inch either side. Yeah, I left my paper at 8 1/4, didn't I? Bash myself in the face there. I'm going to add that on the back just to stop the drawer going all the way through to the back, and then I'm going to add designer series paper or even more cardstock up the sides. Lovely, look at that. There we go. That's cute. Why do they dip when you don't want to? That's fine for me. And then once these dry, if you've got, say like I'm only going to literally have, where's that piece I took off? I'm literally going to have cardstock and DSP down the side of mine. So let me chop that off. Whoops. And this side as well. Just to neaten it up, so it just, I think it's just cute. I can sit this on my shelf now. Over there I can see a lovely spot for it. I mean, you could add the same colour cardstock as you got your drawers. It's entirely up to you. This doesn't go all the way down because I didn't cut it to the 2 1/4. But I'm going to put some DSP on. Just to neaten everything up and give more strength to the wall. So another 2 inches. And a 2 1/4 by 8. These are extras. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Put them in my scraps bin. Oh, it's warm up here and I've got the window open. Oof, very warm. Well, the bathroom window anyway. Oh, look at me. I'm letting my cup. I always have a cold cup of coffee at the side of my desk, right, and then this one is going to get glued on here. Why is that not? 2 1/8, sorry. Not 2 1/4. Better. Just makes that look really neat on the sides. Love it. Perfect. I've got my little notches there. My drawers are there. These are, they've got Velcro on the back, so when you want to pick up your stauber, you can ink without getting it on your fingers. And then you take them off, and they just sit in the top there, giving you extra strength. Perfect. And then I'm not going to go all the way out the back because of our little back on the back. I think that looks really neat. So let's grab some designer series paper. Because I did those, oh my goodness, my God. 2 1/8. I'm going to add this gorgeous green. I'm going to go for the stripe. I love stripes. You know me and stripes. So that's 8 by 8. So I'm going to do 7 7/8 by 7 7/8. But you just hate pulling the arm of this trimmer out. I do anyway. So 7 7/8 by 7 7/8. And then I'm going to cut this down to 8. 8 and 1/8. And then I'm going to do these 1 7/8. And 1 7/8. That's the only bit I'm going to throw in the bin. This is going back in my paper hold. We've got our little pieces. Mind you, look at that cute, this paper. I love the greens. I never used to like green at all. I used to hate it. My mum used to have it everywhere, and oh, it's always in your face, but I'm loving it at the minute. That's quite cute, but I'm going to stick to the stripes. Just give that a tiny little border all the way around. And then swap sides. I mean, like, because I put the white up the side, if you wanted to put white on the top and layer it, then you'd use a little bit less of the DSP. But I'm just going to slap, oh, that's got a good border on there, but it doesn't matter. Oh, do you know what I might do then? I might grab another piece of white. No, come on, Gaynor, just... How can something be bigger than 8 by 8 when you scored at 1 and 2 either end? See, it's 8 and that's 8 1/4 now. I mean, the ink spots are 3/4 of an inch, just short of 3/4 of an inch tall. So you could, by rights, take your 12 by 12 and you could score it at 3/4 and 1.5 and have an extra inch down the side. But then would you get an extra spot in there? I don't think so. So there's my little drawers for my ink spots. Cute as buttons. Like I say, if you've got more, either keep adding underneath, because now I've added my DSP, and ink space. Like I say, you can ram them in, but you don't want to be buckling the sides. But these hold 25, so it's 50 of my ink spots in there. And I love it, I just love it. Pop that against the wall, stop that from buckling. And then, way to go. Either that, use it as a chocolate box, fill it with chocolates and goodies. But I was asked by my well, she didn't ask me, I said I would try my best, because she uses ink spots, my beautiful friend Gloria, and come up with a little solution for her, because she's got over 70. So 4 of these, Gloria, and you've got space for 100 ink spots. Not the strongest on the lids, but nothing's going to sit on top of it. So there we go. Oops, let me hold that up. Oh, my battery's going. Look at that. Just in time, ladies. So, love and leave you all. Take care. Bye.